interesting, this whole new category business, because I think it's a good thing overall, but it is in its infancy. And if you don't know what we're talking about, just look down below. It should say that I am presently streaming in the miniatures and models category. It's something that I feel like a lot of people have been pushing for, and finally Twitch has kind of like has finally pulled the trigger. In addition to that, there's also the Lego slash brick building category, which is also new. And so I would say that for the last 2 years or so, I've been streaming primarily in the makers and crafting category. I actually really enjoy that category, and I was never part of the group that was demanding a miniatures and makers category. I was very content to stream in makers and crafting, and I was very content to continue to do so. There was a number of people that were pushing for a Gundam category or a Gunpla category, and there still very well might be a category like that at some point in the future. But I was never really a part of that conversation, or rather I was never really on that side, just because I think there's something kind of nice about makers and crafting being incredibly chaotic. There's people that do 3D printing, there's people that do macrame, there's people that do knitting, there's people that do journaling, art, 2D art, sculpting, silk screen printing, building gunplas, painting Warhammer miniatures. It's keyboards is a big thing. I actually really like that because that's what makers and to me, being a maker, being a crafter isn't about a single discipline. It's actually about like being able to do a lot of different things and trying a lot of different things. You're not like laser focused on a single thing, although arguably I am laser focused on model building. Even within that, I like to paint, I like to build, I like to make dioramas, I like to try out new tools, all of that stuff. I like to try different kinds of models. So you understand what I'm getting at here. But that being said, now that we have this new category, I feel like it's time to try something new. It's time to give it a shot, give it a spin. And I've been following some of the conversations happening in various discords, like old types, regarding what are people going to do? Are they going to go switch sides? Are you going to switch sides? Are you going to turn over to the other side? I'm going to stick with makers and crafting? Like, I found it humorous, just because it's not a permanent decision, guys. You can change it. You can very well decide to leave. It's not like gangs. It's not a gang affiliation. I don't have to wear a certain color, and I'm not like part of this brotherhood for life. It's not like Yakuza. It's fine. You can very well change if you like. But I get that feeling. I get the concern. I get the, what do I want to say? I understand where that comes from, is what I want to say. Just because for the longest time, I actually really wanted to stream in like the art category. And I'd be doing everything that I always do, like building models, painting models, dioramas. But mentally, in my head, there was this something stopping me. Something that I felt like, oh, and you guys are all very nice. You guys are all very helpful and very nice about, like, you are an artist, Ippo. This is what you do. It's your art. This is your craft. It's art. But nevertheless, I always get this thing in my head that, like, oh man, it's not like drawing on a tablet. And even like if I were to draw like painting and draw like with traditional and draw and paint traditionally, even then that still is some weird barrier in my head that I feel like, is that what the art category is about? Like, everyone does digital art. Like, would anyone care? So I get that idea, because for me, for as much as I've been streaming in makers and crafting, I kind of mentally just quit on the idea of streaming in art. And so now here we are with miniatures and